Yo, what's going on, gang? It's your boy Dotto again. Just here to make the next video for this. I don't even know what I'm calling this shit yet, man, but I just know I'm talking to you about the metaphysical words in the metaphysical dictionary. If you don't have one, get one. I've been talking to a couple more people since I've been tapping in. And all of this shit is about giving you a frame of reference to think about. It's kind of like when you don't read later in the day, you don't have something to go back and like let your mind chew on something. But let's say you read in the morning before work, you might catch yourself in a situation where it's like, damn, remember that shit? But I'm just saying, like, a lot of us don't have that time that we allow ourselves to remember. So that's why I kind of like talking about this shit. So again, we're gonna do another 3 words today. The last video was dope. Always enjoy this shit. Last video we went through Ardon, Azaniah, Azor. This time we're going through the word Ahi, A-H-I, meaning my brother, my friend, brotherly. The metaphysical definition is an established thought of the brotherhood of man. This thought springs from the understanding that God is the one Father and that all men are brothers. That's the Ahi, my brother, my friend. We almost have the Ahi spirit towards one another because, again, that's really like that representation and reflection of God. Because God is the one Father, so we only have one Father. That means everybody, my brother. A lot of us kind of fail to see that. A lot of us fail to acknowledge it, be a part of it. So, everything is about you, always. It's always you first. But the further you go into just you start to realize it's you. It's like you, so it's not just me. The further I go into me, I find you. Then when I find you, we are found type shit. So, yeah, man, Ahi, my brother. But shout out to all my Ahi out there, man. Y'all make a lot of intentional conversing and like finding that flow with, your brothers out here. The people who got the seal on their head for real. But this thought springs from the understanding that God is the one Father and that all men are brothers. All men are brothers. So, just keeping those thoughts in mind, I think would be very helpful. Ahi. Now they got something called AI, or it's I, but it's spelled AI. I really like this. It's funny, like a little play on words, play on what's going on right now. For the AI or the I, it's called, the definition is the heap. It is a heap of rubbish, a heap of ruins. But the metaphysical definition states that I must refer to egotism, self-confidence without recognition of spirit. Self-confidence without the recognition of spirit. A lot of niggas be confident thinking it's them that's doing it. Nigga like, oh, it's me who's this motherfucker. So you are over self-confident without even addressing your spirit, without even doing the work of the spirit to increase your confidence. You just kind of got it off the human side and shit like that. These are counterfeit faiths. So when you're thinking like that, you have the self-confidence without the recognition of spirit. These are counterfeit faiths. They are destructive, heap of ruins, to the building of a truly spiritual character. And I was telling niggas, bro, get focused on your spirit, bro. All this shit we doing down here is to increase the like quality of our spirit, bro, through the knowledge, through the actions, through the reactions, you know what I'm saying? The things that we learn, all of that is very important to building the spiritual character, which is like the number one thing a nigga should be focused on if you have the pleasure of being here in this heap of ruins we call Earth. And it must be put away that the individual may come into knowledge of his unity with God. Because whenever you're not really doing those spiritual progression things, sure, God gonna fuck with you. Sure, you still gonna have interaction with God. Sure, you can still know God, bro. But like, My nigga, there's a difference between a nigga who know where God live and the nigga who's knocking on the door every day at God's crib and is being shown around inside and, you know, God pouring them up some drinks, serving food. Like, that's a different relationship. You can say you know this nigga, man, but like, man, let's talk about it. I had a conversation with a lady the other day when I was working on the road. Try to come up to me. I think I said like, God damn, something like that. Bro, this lady got so offended. Talking about, what'd you say? I'm trying to clean her ring. I'm trying to clean her ring and shit. She like, better not give it to me. What'd you just say? God who? You know, all that shit. You know how to play the role. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. You know, I'll just be talking sometimes. Me and God, you know. But, you know, it's that spiritual relationship, bro. And as I kept talking, I was talking like my shit. Like, you know, just kind of started talking a little bit more of like why I speak how I speak. And she just was almost, it was like repelling her every time I said it. So I had to do it lightly here and there, 1 degree under disrespectful so she don't get too crazy. But it's just interesting, bro. Again, there's people who say they know God, bro, but you just know where that nigga live. You can walk past his house and be like, yeah, that's where God lives. But again, have you been knocking on the door? Have you built up the rapport? That's a bar. But yeah, man, that's AI. You got to find that true knowledge, that true unity with God, because it is. It's like, you don't hear it click. It's kind of like, man, maybe when you're working on a car, like you're trying to lock something in place, you're building something, they say keep turning it till you hear it click. Sometimes niggas be turning and like, that never really happened for them. It's like way later. Even though it was for me, like when I was in college, I thought I was already tapped in. It wasn't until after I got out of college, I was like, man, I've been tapped in, but that click that kind of happens later, that's what you're aiming for. But a lot of people don't turn it that long to really hear the true click. They might hear a little clickering, but they don't hear the click. Find that unity with God. The last word is alamet. It's the definition is place of concealment, hiding place, covering, otherwise adolescence. The metaphysical word is, or definition is, true faith thoughts developing within the consciousness, an inner unfoldment or soul progression that the outer man does not realize. It is the true faith thoughts developing within the consciousness. So like, that's why sometimes you get those inspirations. You get the idea to go start doing something like this. I need to go do that. I need to go woo woo. That's element. That's the place of concealment. Like, all that shit is bubbling up before you're even aware of it. So that's why it's important to read shit like this, man, because you got to think about all the things that are like, you're working on for yourself, that God is working on for yourself, that is right now festering in these hiding places that haven't even come yet to your thoughts, let alone to your reality. So like, if you can like begin to even put acknowledgement down below into like where it's incubating, coming up, you know what I mean? If you can just kind of nurture those thoughts in a more nurturing way, like thinking about those shit that you're not even praying for, those thoughts that ain't even like fed to your mind yet. Thinking about that, I know it'll help a lot. I know it'll create a difference in how you attack your days, how you intentionally react to certain things throughout your day. You have to have that element, ALEMETH, element. That is the place of concealment, the hiding place, the covering. But the metaphysical, the true faith, thoughts developing within the consciousness, an inner unfoldment or soul progression that the outer man does not realize. Talking about your flesh, it's not gonna recognize that. So if you're worried about the election and what's wrong with GMO and what's wrong with this state, country, all that shit, like that's pressing on your mind, that's all you're thinking about, bro. Your outer self, nigga, tripping heavily, you know, in my opinion, you know, but who am I? I'm just a guy. That inner unfoldment, bro. So I like all of these, bro. Ahi, my brother, you know, shout out to all my Ahi out there, man. My brother's watching, my friend. Keep that established thought of brotherhood You know, because it really is about the connection, man. We all got to truly know how to connect, but we got to connect with ourselves properly first in order to have the true connection with our ahi, our brother. You know what I'm saying? And we have I, the heap, a heap of rubbish, heap of ruins, referring to your egotism, self-confidence, without recognition of your spirit. So you got to continue to acknowledge the spirit in order to, like, really do this shit properly, have that unity with God properly, man. It's spirit first, flesh second. Don't forget it, you know what I'm saying? Lastly, we have the Alamet, the place of concealment, hiding, covering, otherwise adolescence. Metaphysical is the true faith thoughts developing within the consciousness. Keep those thoughts light. Be mindful of those thoughts that are not even here yet. Pray about those thoughts that are not even here yet. You know what I'm saying? Guide it, nurture it. Like, don't drink alcohol while you're pregnant, you know, type shit. So, like, don't feed negative shit into your thoughts. Not even feeding negative shit. Just, like, think more positively to the things that ain't even here yet, that you don't even know you're trying to see yet. So I think that'll be helpful. Thank you guys for watching. It's lit.